This is why women shouldn't be allowed to vote. So pay attention here.
We're asking people if they'd rather have a Taylor Swift concert ticket or 1 Bitcoin.
Taylor Swift ticket.
Taylor Swift ticket, obviously.
A Bitcoin. Guaranteed. I'll have to take the Bitcoin on that one.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift ticket.
I would rather have 1 Bitcoin. For me, 1 Bitcoin.
Taylor ticket.
Definitely Taylor.
Bitcoin.
Would rather have 1 Bitcoin. I can buy Taylor Swift a song to perform live at my birthday for 90 grand.
Taylor Swift tickets.
A Taylor Swift ticket.
1 Bitcoin.
I already got my tickets. I'll take the Bitcoin. Taylor Swift tickets. Taylor Swift ticket.
It depends on where it is. If it's floor seats, but if not, the Bitcoin. A Taylor Swift ticket.
Bitcoin. That's hard. I think a Bitcoin, though.
Taylor Swift ticket.
I don't know.
Choose Taylor, honey.
Taylor Swift ticket.
Taylor Swift ticket.
There's ticket.
In US dollars, it's around $90,000.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. But still, I would still choose Taylor over $90,000.
We're asking people.
Imagine being told the value of an asset like Bitcoin. It's about $90,000. Wow, that's a lot. But I would still take Taylor Swift tickets, Moff. You know, it's like you can buy them off a scalper probably for a couple of grand right at the front frickin' door. This is an excellent test of IQ. I actually asked my kid this the other day, and I said, would you rather a Taylor Swift ticket or 1 Bitcoin? And she goes, can I use a Bitcoin for whatever I want? I'm like, yeah. She goes, take Bitcoin then.
Including Taylor Swift tickets.
Including Taylor Swift tickets.
Like that guy said, it's like, hey man,
at least.
I can pay her $90,000 to come do a private concert. She probably charges more than that.
But I mean,
yeah,
like, look at all the characters on there, right? Like the vast majority of the women, including the elder one, where he advised her what the current price of Bitcoin was, they almost all unanimously chose Taylor. Like, this is the draw that Taylor Swift has, right? She's that magnetic that women will bypass an asset. I mean, it's almost $100,000 at this point, but they'll completely pass on an asset that's worth the price of, I don't know, what is that, 100 Taylor Swift tickets you can buy for that?
Yeah,
what did Taylor Swift ticket cost? $900?
Yeah, thereabouts. I mean, floor seats, but yeah, I mean, it's just, do we need to keep saying it? Like, when will you guys be convinced? Like, when will the world be convinced? Yeah, it's okay. Now I'm blown away. I wish I had a quippy thing to say. I wish I had something witty. I got nothing. I mean, it's just pure.
This is why these guys out there,
Moss,
this is why women shouldn't vote. I mean, if you can't make a rational, logical choice like that, then, you know, why should you be allowed to cast a vote? Like, why does your fucking opinion even matter? You know, at that point, and I get it. I mean, they're not going to take the votes away at any time that I can see in the near future, but I get what they're saying. It makes absolute sense. Moff, if you don't know, I think Tom Hardy is one of the best actors out there. I think everything that I've seen him in is just fantastic. Anyway, so, you know, he's a British actor. He's got a little bit of bit here, basically on pruning to grow. I think this is some sage advice. This is in a different vein, but check it out.
I pick up the phone at 6 o'clock. He goes, oh, gotcha. I fucking gotcha, ain't I? I said, Charlie. He goes, hello, mate. How you doing? No, I'm good. He goes, what's going on? I thought, and I just split up with my girlfriend at the time, and I thought, oh, well, do you know what? I'm going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to fucking tell him straight, because, you know, break the ice. You know, I'm in a bit of a bad way at the moment. He goes, oh, yeah, what's the matter? Yeah, so, you know, I'm just not comfortable. You know, I'm saying goodbye to somebody that, you know, that I really love, and I'm not happy. I'm not in a good space. And he goes, right. He goes, Tom, but yeah, because do you remember the floods? Oxford. He goes, yeah, the floods. Do you remember the floods? So, yeah. He goes, do you remember that boy who got his foot stuck in the grate and the river kept rising? And he kept rising. And he kept rising. And eventually they tried to get him out, but he drowned. Yeah. He goes, well, that wouldn't have happened to me, right? He goes, do you want to know why? I went, yeah, sure. He goes, because I'd have said, cut it off. Nah. What I'm trying to say is, right? What I'm trying to say is, son, is sometimes, yeah, you've got to cut a little piece of yourself off, yeah, no matter how much it hurts, in order to grow, yeah, in order to move on.
You understand, guys? Sometimes you have to prune to grow. The story there was a kid that got caught in a flood and his foot was stuck in the grate, and he ended up drowning because they couldn't get his foot out of the grate. And his friend's advice was cut it off, right? So in some situations, it's not a bad thing to cut off a piece of yourself to move on so that you can survive. So I think that's a sage piece of advice, and it's little bit of a better one.
Yeah, he's talking about Charles Bronson there. So he did a movie called Bronson. So he got close with him. And Charles Bronson, a very famous criminal, I guess you could say. He's got a very interesting biography. But yeah, man. I mean, guys will it's just named Bronson.
Big Bronson.
He played Charles Bronson. It's just called Bronson. So he, so this can mean anything, man. This can mean a girl. This can mean family members. This can mean friends. I think one of the things that we see most common, especially in our community, where guys come to us and say, I got friends that want to keep me down. I got friends that see me like they saw me 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they're still doing the same old thing. They're watching the same TV shows, hanging out at the same bar, talking about the same good old days. And they're just 9 to 5, not about 9 to 5 job, but like 9 to 5 life, like clock in, clock out. You come and do the same thing over and over. You're just a zombie. And, when guys transcend, or when they see somebody, we talk about crabs in a bucket, when they see guys trying new things and doing different things and trying to grow and trying to improve, you think that your friends and your family are going to be the first ones to have your back, but often they're the ones that are going to be the one to try to pull you down, because nobody wants to be surpassed in life. You talk a lot about this as far as you'll never be hated on, or people that are above you are not, people that are not, what is it? People that are, you'll never be hated on by people that are
above.
But I think there's something to be said about guys that have maybe ascended and that don't want to see people rise up and surpass them. People that have reached a certain level, and there's something about, killing the usurper, right? The king wants to stay the king. People in power want to stay in power, and not necessarily, maybe your friends are kind of on that same level, but people would rather be in a group of guys that are all in the same, because that allows them to justify why they're not growing, why they're not building, why they're not improving. And the minute that somebody tries to get out of that bucket, they're the first ones to try to pull them down, man. So it's a really hard thing to have to go through, especially with family members and friends you've had for a long time. But it's your life, dude. Sometimes you got to cut that piece off of you to leave them behind and grow to the next level.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.